Is it time to soar, or is this movie another Marvel crash out? Deadpool and Wolverine was the latest and really only smash hit from the new phases that Marvel has produced since Endgame. Falcon and Winter Soldier is a very mediocre and preachy version of Falcon.
These labels, terrorist, refugee, thug, they're often used to get around the question why. I'm a black man carrying the stars and stripes. What don't I understand?
Leaving me worried for how this film would handle Sam Wilson's character. But before I race out of here to see this thing, there's a couple things I want to see from this. I want to see them touch on the Sokovia Accord, and how it ended up facilitating the events in Infinity War and Endgame. They also have to address that celestial corpse that's just sitting there in the middle of the ocean since the Eternals. No one has talked about that. Like, that is so big. That is massive, and no one mentions it. I don't care if that movie was mid. That's the lore implications for that on the Marvel Universe are massive. Come on, let's talk about it. So I really hope that's here. I also think we're just past due for some good old-fashioned cameos in an MCU movie. We get that sometimes in a Disney Plus show, but never on the big screen anymore. I just want Moon Knight on the big screen, damn it. Alright, enough rambling from me. I'm gonna get out of here and go see this thing. Be right back. Well, I think Marvel Studios might be back. Not to say that this is the peak of the current phase or anything. Deadpool and Wolverine is a tough act to follow, but for what was delivered, this is a proper return to form. Alright, let's talk about a little bit of the plot here. Sam Wilson has assumed the mantle of Captain America officially in this movie, and is invited by the newly elected president, Thaddeus Ross, to visit the White House. Sam brings the new Falcon and his friend from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Isaiah, to the conference with him. President Ross then asks Sam to kickstart the Avengers. Unsure, Sam is given time to think about his decision. During the press conference, however, Isaiah is mind-controlled in an attempt to assassinate Ross. He fails and is stopped by Sam. Sam is now on a mission to prove his friend's innocence as well as stop whatever force is doing this to the others across the country. I won't be spoiling it much beyond that. Maybe some visual things here and there that happen later, but as for plot details, that's about everything. I mean, that's only the first 15 minutes of the movie, maybe. Alright, let's talk about the biggest problem with this movie that I have first off. The marketing. I think the marketing for this movie is very deceptive, and it just shows too much. It has the modern movie problem of showing way too much in the trailer. I think that Giancarlo Esposito's character should have been hidden and not shown in the trailer at all. It should have been a surprise for theater goers. I think Red Hulk also should have been hidden in the marketing. Not to say that they shouldn't have shown him at all. Like, the movie poster with him punching the shield is fine, but they really shouldn't have given us as much as they did. Slight spoiler here, Red Hulk doesn't get very much screen time, maybe about 5 minutes total, if that. I wasn't really keeping track, but it's not very long at all. There are some things I would change about how they handle the characters. I definitely would have liked to see more Red Hulk. I think his time should have been a little bit longer on the screen, for sure. And the surprise of Giancarlo Esposito's character would have been a big shock. Unfortunately, though, both of these characters don't have enough screen time, because I was talking with a friend of mine. He was not impressed with the final fight in the movie, and I can understand the grievances that he has with it, and to some extent I can agree. But one thing I really did enjoy was I actually really liked the CGI on the Red Hulk. I think for the budget that this movie was given, which was about 180 million, which is more along the lines of Shang-Chi and some of the other Phase 4 projects, I think this movie suffers from the Shang-Chi problem, where it's very good at the very beginning and the middle, but then it starts to taper off a little bit near the end. But with that being said, the action in this movie is very, very enjoyable. It's very flashy. I think they spent a decent amount of time working on how these things should flow and how the fights should work. I noticed in a lot of the fights that Anthony Mackie was in, he was using his whole body to fight the enemies off. He'd be kicking enemies behind him when he was in the air while punching someone in front of him, and he would use his wings as well. And just the way it flows, It's just quite a spectacle on the screen. The way the action scenes flow reminds me very much of Daredevil, in the way that Daredevil's jumping and kicking and doing all sorts of crazy boxing maneuvers, but the way that Anthony Mackie kicks and punches and jumps, it just feels very reminiscent of the old Daredevil show. They did a good job coordinating Captain America stunts. I think the CGI for the Red Hulk was very good. It felt like a very classic Hulk look, especially when we compare it to She-Hulk. Who made this? But yes, the CGI is on point in this movie, even for its limited budget in comparison to previous films. Even on Captain America, while he's flying around and doing his thing, it looks fantastic. But speaking of, let's talk about Sam's upgrades. He has a lot of cool gadgets in this movie. He has little drones that pop out of his backpack that help him out, that carry a shield for him. That was really cool. I really like that. Like, he was flying and there's jets following him, trying to shoot him down, and he had the jetpack carry the shield and block from behind. And it was so sick the way they had it happen. Very, very good use of that tech. He has the vibranium wings, which I've seen online people are complaining that he has, but I don't really see it as an issue. He's got to get an upgrade somehow, and if he's not going to take the super soldier serum, he needs something else to keep up, and this is fine. You know, if in an alternate universe, in the multiverse, one might say, there's a universe where Sam Wilson takes the soldier serum, and then people are just going to complain that he's just like Steve Rogers. Why did they get rid of Steve Rogers and just give him this, you know? Whoever's unhappy is just going to complain the loudest. So it's always best to take complaints like those with a grain of salt and just decide for yourself. On that note, I would like to talk about one thing. There's a fantastic video from The Whole Shebang. I'm going to link it in the description down below. Go check it out, please. It's a fantastic video. He discusses all the misinformation that was widespread before the release of this movie over the year before, ranging from the budget, saying that it had a $400 million budget when it was only $180 million, to vast reshoots when there was only one set of reshoots like a year ago, trying to say that Disney was pandering to an Asian audience by removing Anthony Mackie from posters in China, even though that's not really true. I would definitely just check out that video. It's a very informative and good watch. And it's always important to just form your own opinion instead of listening to someone's opinion online, especially even mine. Don't even take my opinion as gospel. Just listen to what I gotta say or whoever else and decide for yourself. Go watch the media itself for yourself. But with that, Captain America Brave New World succeeded in talking about the Celestial Island, bringing up the Sokovia Accords, and unfortunately, there were no new MCU cameos, which I guess we'll have to save for next time. But I'm hoping Marvel keeps up the pace and keeps cranking out movies like this one. I'm looking forward to the Thunderbolts and the Daredevil Born Again series. Expect reviews on both of those, as well as the Fantastic Four movie this year. This might be a good year for Marvel movies if this is the first one. Captain America Brave New World is going to receive a fantastic 8 out of 10. If you love Marvel movies and you love Captain America movies, check this one out. That's all from me today. You guys take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Did you guys see Captain America Brave New World? Did you like it? Did you not? Let me know down in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and like.